And we are live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow. The session is in session, and your company is required. Gather, come and join. One man went to mow. It is that time of the day again. You know it already. Come 10 o'clock every single day. That is one man went to mow our time. So you should have diarized it by now. It should be part of your schedule. It should be part of your day-to-day life. Come 10 p.m. UK time, regular as clockwork. One man went to mow. That is the time that the session starts. I am here. Where are you? One man went to mow. Your man, not your boy. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Ilé sọ́díyà kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Bobby Master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Chief Wailati kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o.
Okay, so there we are. Oro keke lemu. We'll get the rest of that rendition by the K guides in a moment. But first, to the talking points. So Buhari at it again. We have been saying that he's going to mortgage that country to the hilt before he leaves, and it looks as though he's looking to make good of those words. So let me just see. Bear with me one moment. Right. Buhari demands another $4 billion loan from National Assembly. So it just continues to count and count. This is now going on $64 billion dollars now that this guy has requested in quick succession. What quite those monies have been used for, we don't really know. There is no equivalent commensurate activity within the Nigerian space to indicate that this is where the money went to. But they get fatter and fatter. When his son got married, over 100 private jets landed in Kano. Again, Buhari demands another 4 billion naira loan from National Assembly and is now pushed back past that 64 billion threshold. So there we are. Now, Reno Omakri reacts to that. What type of Bambiala mentality is this? What is Buhari doing with all these loans? Omokri asks as he reacts to the president's new loan request. So, less than 2 years, approximately 18 months left in the administration, in this guy's administration. So, you wonder then why he will still need that size of money to actualize anything, because any and everything that they should be intending to do, it should already be in motion, and the completion of it is just now what they should be looking forward to. But it's going to sell up the country completely before he leaves office. Buhari 64 billion and counting. Uzodinma moves to recover government assets. So certainly, categorically a move against Okorocha, because if you are talking government asset, then you're talking Okorocha. Essentially, Okorocha Uzodinma's predecessor, because of course we have to discount Emeka Ehidioha, who was there for barely 6 months before the Fulanis kicked him out and put their boy in. Uzodinma moves to recover government assets. So we'll find out what that is all about too. Ex-governor, now Senator Adamu, says call for Igbo presidency is wishful thinking. Get out of here, the Malam says to the Easterners. So we did always say, we've always maintained on this platform, especially myself, that the chances of an Igbo presidency is essentially remote. And I say that really because the Igbos don't play the politics of Nigeria, preferring to stand aloof. And you cannot stand aloof and yet expect the biggest spoils of the place. The Fulani man speaks in the same tonality. Ex-governor, now Senator Adamu, says calls for Igbo presidency is wishful thinking. So the Malami, the Fulani versus the Igbo, that age-old battle that is a recurring decimal within the Nigerian space. So we look into that too. Anti-grazing, Amotekun arrest herdsmen, seize 100 cows in Ondo. So Akeredolu going full pelt against these people. And, this is the expectation because we knew once the anti-grazing laws came into play, the Fulanis will test it. And they are testing it really at its most potency, at its most potent rather, because its potency is really in Ondo State, because this is something that Akeredolu championed. So again, that headline, anti-grazing, Amotekun arrest herdsmen, seize 180 cows in Ondo. So we find out what is going on there. Certainly what is going on there is cause for concern for Akeredolu. Breaking, Ondo governor calls for prayers, says evil men planning attacks on state over anti-open grazing law. So they are going to punish him. Almost certainly, we knew this was going to come. And these people, they don't stop at anything. So Akeredolu himself, he is at risk. And of course, no protection from the center. Remember what Buhari said to Makinde when he went to ask for security personnel to come and help him protect his state. Buhari told him to get out of here, that he is on his own. So we look into that too. So plenty to go through. As I always introduce, the hyperlink that says StreamYard in the comment section, that is the invitation for you to come and participate in the session. So if you click on that hyperlink that says StreamYard, then you would come on the screen, and as soon as I've rendered the talking points, I will let you onto the screen and engage with your opinions on the talking point. So that's essentially the format. It's an open microphone session that he invites all and sundry to come and voice their opinion. But first, add more delectations from the Kegites.
Ṣódíyà kẹ̀kẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́mùrè o. Bọ́bí Master kẹ̀kẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́mùrè o. Chifu Fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́mùrè o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùdóde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petro Sodana ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petro Sodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dìlé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe o.
And there we are. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe ìgbàlà tiele hehehe. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. As guys, I bring you this. Buhari demands another $4 billion loan from our National Assembly. Nigeria's debt profile is set to shoot up further as President Muhammadu Buhari has again requested from the National Assembly the approval of another $4 billion loan. The request was contained in a letter read by Senate President Ahmed Lawan on the Senate floor on Tuesday. Meanwhile, last May, Mr. Buhari requested a loan to finance the 5.6 trillion naira 2021 budget deficit as it looks to execute crucial infrastructural projects bordering on transportation, health, education, etc. The Senate had also in April approved $1.5 billion and 995 million euros external borrowing, which were part of the $5.5 billion and 995 million external borrowing sought by the president in May last year. The president has explained that the funds were to be used to finance some government projects and assist some states financially. According to Nigerian domestic and foreign debt report published this year by the National Bureau of Statistics, the country's total public debt as at September 2020 is 32.2 trillion, which is 84.557 billion dollars. So 84.57 billion dollars. And if you want to consider that, just when did Obasanjo hand over administration to the next man? 2007, 2008, thereabout. So he handed over a debt-free economy to Yadua with plenty of money in the national savings account, whatever, however that is termed. So fast forward, when this guy came in, Goodluck Jonathan had a debt of about roughly $14 billion, and he had some money in the national savings of the country. So this guy now, within this short period now, he has pushed the debt profile of the country to well in excess of $84 billion, but there's nothing commensurate to show in terms of projects, etc. So they use these budgets to service recurring expenditures, that is salary, servicing, loans, etc. And they claim to be paying palliatives like some sort of like social security stipends to people. But those people that they claim that they're paying, this is what they used their battle loot for, according to them. These people that they are claiming that they are paying social security stipends to, they are 95% in the north, they are 90% undocumented. Most of them have no bank account, so it's a cash payout. So essentially, they're just borrowing this money to loot. So that is essentially what is going on, borrowing money to loot. Because if there's no commensurate project, then the money is being borrowed to loot. And by the way, all those projects that you see, you quickly say the second Niger bridge. The second Niger bridge is tied to a specific loan from China. So it's not some loan that they are borrowing. They loan to the project. So the loan to pay for the project is already attached in the construction cost. So they pay for it and build it, and then you service that loan. So it's not a borrowing, it's an attached loan. So don't reference projects that are ongoing as projects that these people are using the loan for. All these projects that are ongoing, the Lagos Ibadan Railway, it was already signed off. So there's nothing, absolutely categorically not one single thing that this Malame can show as evidence of these eye-popping amounts of money that he borrows every single time. Reno Omokri alarms, what type of Bambiala mentality is this? What is Buhari doing with all these loans? Reno Omokri asks as he reacts to the president's new loan request. Former presidential spokesman Reno Omokri has reacted to President Muhammadu Buhari's new loan request to the Senate. Our correspondents reported earlier that the president wrote to the Nigerian Senate today seeking the approval of $4 billion and 710 million euros external loan. He said the proposed loan is to be financed through sovereign loans from the World Bank, French Development Agency, Exim Bank, and IFAD, and will held the federal government fund that should be help. So, but right held and will help the federal government fund critical infrastructural projects in different sectors. Reacting to this, Omokri stated that it is coming at a time when the naira is exchanging at 550 to the dollar. The former presidential aide, who also asked what Buhari is doing with the loans, answered by claiming it is used to finance useless things. So this is what, let's just say, yeah, let's have a look at his text. So this is Omokri's text. This is from his verified Twitter. A new $4 billion loan. What is Buhari even using all these loans for? Useless things like naval base in Kano's desert and sewing Igbo trousers that never reaches the ankle. What has this nation called Nigeria done to deserve this enemy of progress? Naira is now 550 to the dollar, and Buhari still wants to borrow an additional $4 billion after increasing the foreign debt from 10 billion in 2015 to 34 billion today. Does he have no shame? What type of Bambiala mentality is this? Is it until the naira gets to 1,000 naira to the dollar? So I don't expect that to happen this year, but I do expect the naira to get to 1,000 naira to the pound sometime this year, if not exceed it. But we'll see. Christmas will decide. If people pump money home, that might well bring down the value. But we'll see how that plays out because I'm watching that space. Uzodinma moves to recover government asset. So government asset, of course, then we're talking Okorocha, that dollar-loving Iberiberism man. Governor Hope Uzodinma has taken steps towards recovering lands and properties illegally appropriated or acquired by previous administrations. To achieve this, he has inaugurated the implementation committee of white paper on lands and other related matters. According to him, the committee would work towards recovering assets recommended by the State Judicial Commission of Inquiry. Uzodinma, whilst speaking during the inauguration, said your primary duties are to recover for Imo people all the assets gazetted in the white paper as set out in the recommendations of the commission. He said the inauguration had amplified He said the inauguration had amplified his government's mantra of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery. The white paper on lands and related matters is unambiguous. It is now an established legal fact that lands and properties belonging to both the government and people were illegally acquired or appropriated. This is so because all such illegal acquisitions were identified by the Judicial Commission of Inquiry. The government accepted these recommendations and thereabout issued a white paper, he said. Professor Ukachukwu Awuze, the chairman of the committee, recommended the governor for rare privilege, which is the first of its kind. Let's see that. Professor Ukachukwu Awuze, the chairman of the committee, commended, not recommended, but commended the governor for the rare privilege, which is the first of its kind of assignment. Members of the implementation committee include Professor Ukachukwu Awuze, chairman, Barrister Martin Awugbu, Chief H.N. Ndi Duroha, and etc., etc. So it goes on to give us a list of the names of the people on the committee. So looted funds, of course. I mean, there's not even any stretch, is it really, to see that this guy is targeting Rochas Okorocha. But Rochas Okorocha, by the way, should be targeted because the looting that he did in that state, Imo State, is unprecedented. Even Babangida, I don't think, I'm talking in relative terms, of course, because Babangida had access to more funds, but just the ferocity and the lack of humanity with which that guy looted Imo State is almost an ungodly thing. And even Hope Uzodinma, a 419 guy himself, has balked are just what transpired in the administration that preceded him. Ex-governor, now Senator Adamu, says calling for Igbo presidency is wishful thinking. Former Nasarawa State Governor and Senator representing Nasarawa South in the National Assembly, Abdullahi Adamu, has knocked calls for political parties to zone the 2023 presidency to the southeast, saying it is mere wishful thinking of the proponents. Adamu, who is the chairman, Senate Committee on Agriculture, on Monday at a press conference in Abuja, said the president of Nigeria should not be zoned to any region based on sentimental reasons, but rather should be on merit. Adamu noted that the 1999 constitution did not mandate political parties to zone the presidency or any other political office to any part of the country. If we go by the 1999 constitution, there is nowhere that says we should zone any public office to any region, Adamu said. There is federal character, but not that parties must zone positions for presidency during election. The constitution is being reviewed. If you want a specific provision that a presidential position be zoned, you say it and tell us how you want it to be zoned. You can't just wish away a situation that is fundamental to a country. You can't talk of merit and talk of zoning. You can't. Let's just go by merit. Let every part find a way of selling itself in a manner that will garner the votes that will win the election. It is as simple as that. Do we have anything like that in the American Constitution? Are we more democratic than them? It is democracy. Why do you want to change it? Why do you want to change it? Wishful thinking only. Yes, somebody is saying the Southeast has not had a president. I agree, and I sympathize with them. But the Constitution says you can only become president through the ballot box. And we have been saying it during elections that every vote must count. So, why do you want to zone? Zone your mind if you want to zone. I don't know what that means. Zone your mind if you want to zone. So that is how he rounds it off. So essentially, get out of here is what the Aboki is saying to the eastern quarters. So from the eastern quarters to the southwestern quarters, Yoruba land, anti-grazing, Amotekun arrest herdsmen, seize 180 cows in Ondo. The Ondo State Security Network Agency, known as Amotekun Corps, has arrested 3 herders and as well seized 180 cows for flouting the anti-grazing law of the state. The cows and the herders were arrested on Tuesday at the Oke-Ala axis of Akure, the state capital, after the herdsmen were sighted within the area with cows. According to the commander of the corps, Chief Adetunji Adeleye, the cows which were already in custody would be released after the owner complied with the regulations contained in the anti-open grazing law. He said, "We have a number of herders here with us and we are making them comply with the enacted law which stipulates penalty for defaulting herders. The position of the law is that if you choose to go to court, we would implement the law as it was stated, which stipulates the minimum of 100,000 fine or 3 years imprisonment." Recall that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu had assented the anti-grazing bill with Amotekun commencing immediate enforcement. So they're really testing that space, of course. And so far, Akeredolu is holding firm. But for how long can Akeredolu hold firm? Guys, I bring you this. Ondo governor calls for prayers, says evil men planning attacks on Ondo State over anti-open grazing law. Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu SAN has said his administration is ready to protect the lives of the people of the state at all cost. Akeredolu said although some people are not happy with the recently signed anti-open grazing law in the state, he will stand by it and ensure that farmers are saved from losing their farm crops to an outdated open grazing practice. The governor spoke in his office on Tuesday. The governor spoke in his office on Tuesday whilst receiving the post. The governor spoke in his office on Tuesday while receiving the pastorate of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry led by the state overseer, Pastor Jacob Osu Biojo. This was disclosed in a statement the chief press secretary to the state governor, Richard Olatunde, posted on his Facebook page on Tuesday. According to the statement, Akeredolu noted that the law was not targeted at anyone. The governor was also said to have noted that the state chapter of Métis Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria was ready to cooperate with his administration on the open grazing ban. The governor also announced that the state government is partnering with food and agricultural organization to train herders on food lots, a type of animal feeding operation. The statement quoted the governor as saying, I want to urge you to intensify your prayers for us. We need it. You have referred to our efforts in trying to secure our homeland. We have made efforts. We have established Amotekun and banned open grazing. It is not what is pleasing to everybody. Some people are not pleased with us. We are ready to stand by it and face whatever it will cost us. Pray for us. Amotekun and the anti-open grazing law are not pleasing to some people, and they are gathering together, planning evil. Pray for us. Their evil will not work. What we are saying is that your herds cannot keep destroying our crops. The FAO has come and we have discussed it. The Métis Allah here in Ondo appears to want to cooperate with us because they know that when their cows destroy crops, we seize their cows and they pay the farmers before they are released. The FAO will train them on how to do feedlot. They will be trained to make food and take it to the cows. We are not discriminating against anybody. We want to make it clear that you can't make your own ends meet and destroy other people's source of livelihood. We know your prayers are very important to us. We need it. So Akeredolu in fear for his life, and so he should be, because of course the vultures are circling. So the vultures are circling. So we leave it there. There's no one wanting to take on the session. So those have been the talking points. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section. But here I say peace.